She gon' try to make up. I'm collecting pay stubs from all of these breakups, charging all the fake love to these girls. These girls, all these girls, they try to take me, I ain't saying it for real.
Yo, Uncle Bendr is in the studio, everybody. The Blunt Talk studio for the first time, man. How do you feel? First of all, let's give him a round of applause for driving all this fucking way. That is so fucking fun right now. That's what's up.
Hey man, I couldn't have done it without my team, without my good friends coming up with me. So it's like a bell over here, like Juan Quan, it's not just me, it's everybody. And I appreciate that.
Shout out. That's what's up. I see you bringing the whole team with you. You know, that shit is really lost nowadays. That kind of crap is lost nowadays, that connect. Because, you know, it's all about the community. Because you're not going out by yourself. Yeah. Everyone wants to give off that facade like you are, like all these industry plants and everything. And it's like, what? You know, a unique grow up is a great grow up. It doesn't matter where you're coming from, because anybody can make music. And that's why I fuck with you guys so hard. Because it's like, you're run-of-the-mill dudes. Everybody's run-of-the-mill dude at the end of the day, but it really is about your drive. So, honestly, I want you to tell me about your writing process. Like, how do you... Oh, shit. What is wrong with you? I can't believe that's a blooper reel for y'all. This is Blunt Talk. Yeah. What the fuck? Bro. Yo, let's just turn it on. Alright, that's good. That's good. Yeah. We'll get some fun. We back.
Alright, so what are you saying?
No, I was saying, so tell me about your writing process. How did you get to the position where you're at right now and, you know, stay like that?
So, position like, what do you mean, just like with how my music sounds?
Yeah, how your music sounds.
So like, I started doing it, making music when I was like 15 or 16 with my boy in my basement. We made my first track in the basement of my mom's house, like on his laptop. Mm-hmm. And yeah, like it was called This Jacket. We made the beat. I didn't know shit about shit. And I was like really not in the market of like wanting to make my own beats, because I was like, I just want someone else to do this shit. But then eventually I just kept like, you know, working on getting better at producing and shit like that. And then at this point I just find it a lot easier to use my own beats just because I have more control over the whole process. I'm sure everyone will tell you the same shit. Yeah, and then just like lyrically, like developing my sound. Like I feel like when I first started, you know, it's really just a matter of just like trying, like being experimental to the point where you find something that you like, or maybe there's aspects of other artists you're like, oh, that sounds dope, I'm gonna use that in my song, but I'm gonna mix it with this idea that I had, or like this other concept. So like I really like to have like a open mind when it comes to like just anything that comes to a song. Like I literally have like a song in like every single genre, like on my laptop. So I just try to keep my mind open and just like play around until I find something that sounds good. And then like, I don't know, I'll have a certain sound for like a couple months, like a year or whatever, and then it just like develops and like grows. So really like, yeah, it's just kind of like a gradual, like you just get better every day. And your sound changes every day. And it's just really, yeah, like based off your influence and shit. Like,
then you start growing, then you start dying.
Yeah, deadass. Like, there's no, like, you don't get to do, like, this and then level out and chill. You either do this or you do this. So, you just gotta get better every single day. Because, like, you really can't afford not to.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who spends more time in the booth?
I think I spend more time in the booth, but he spends more time making beats.
Yeah, that's a lot of time on the computer.
Because he'll make, like, this man will make, like, 7 beats in a row. I'll make, like, 1 beat and then just try to finish it in the same day. So, like, I feel like that's kind of where we differ on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy making the beats, like, honestly, like, just on the computer. Most of that shit is just YouTube, though, I'm gonna be honest.
Your beats?
Like, nah, just looking at different YouTube channels, I pretty made beats.
Oh, yeah, like, those, like, because people, like, you'll, like, come across some shit that you, like when I found out, like, kind of gain stage and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
what's that? What's out of gang stage? What's that?
Gang staging is just like it's just like something you do when you're mixing. It's like getting all the tracks at the same volume before you start mixing, so that nothing like clips or goes too low.
Right. So there's no overlap in the track, basically?
So if I'm mixing like drums and hi-hat, I'll make them both the same level, like volume, even though they're not going to be the same volume as mixed before, just so I can get them to like a good point where I can like edit everything, nothing's too hot or like too cold.
That makes sense. So are you both from Atlanta?
Yes, sir.
Like born and raised?
I'm from North Atlanta, he's from South Atlanta.
Yeah, I was born in Miami,
Oh shit, that's what's up. That's what's up.
in the city.
Does that influence your music at all? Being from Miami, from there?
I mean, it influenced my name. That shit, Juan.
That's fact. That's fact. As soon as I hear your name, I'm thinking beach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got some real summertime vibes coming out.
Yeah.
Concert actually.
Big time.
Just wrote a song like a couple of days ago. I was trying to get on.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I'm fucking with that. I'm fucking with that. So like, okay. So for the people that don't know Uncle Bendr yet, how would you describe your music? How would you describe your music? And don't forget, this is blunt talk. So you can smoke. I'm gonna fuck with me. Yeah. Blunt talk.
I would say that my music is, I don't know, but I don't want to describe it. You do it.
Describe your music?
Yeah, I'll describe your music. You describe my music. Because I don't like,
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like it's easier from the outside, you know what I mean? Because you can look at it as like a package, and I look at it as all the little parts, so.
Uncle Bendr's music, the way he's producing his beats and flowing on these songs, like they bring out true emotion. That shit just been missing in like the music game for a while. It's like how people feeling.
So I appreciate you, my friend.
For real, like
Oh, that was love right there.
a lot of rappers talk about like what other people not doing, like what other people don't go through. How you gonna relate to that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I try to just come from like a very genuine place, because I feel like as long as you are doing what's unique to you, nobody can tell you that you're like dick riding or jocking somebody else's shit, and like no one can tell you you're doing it bad because it's your shit. Like nobody can tell me that my music is bad because that's like subjective. Like I love my music. Like I think I make the best music in the fucking world, and you kind of have to. But that being said, is because it's like comes like from my own experience, and I don't like to like put meaning on shit either. Like I don't really like, I'm not in the business of like telling you what my song's about, because I also feel like what means something to me can mean something completely different to you or to you. So like I think that's like something that's really cool.
Or subjective.
Yeah, exactly, because like you could take something completely different out of the song, and who am I to like tell you what the song means?
There's way too many people on this earth for you to be like everyone distinctly being like that song right there is trash. Like get out of here. That doesn't exist. You just find your own.
And
everybody got a niche.
Juan's music, bro. I would describe Juan's music as just like a 5 gum commercial, kind of.
Like you tried it?
No, like how it feels when you chew 5 gum, and then like one song starts playing, and then like you're just like in space or like just floating. Like this man has like, he takes like all like the best parts of like the trap sound from Atlanta, like the 808s and like the use of the auto tune and shit, and then he literally just like twists that shit and like makes it ride like 10 times harder than anybody else could. Like this, because he's like, I like to work with, he's like the only person I like will work with like every single day if I could, because like something we have in common is that we don't, like a lot of people are hesitant like to look, a lot of people do this music shit to look cool, and when they're scared to try new shit because it hasn't been tested before, and it's not a guaranteed path to like clicks or whatever, right? But one thing I like about working with Juan is that like me and him can just like go back and forth and make like some shit that like no one's ever heard before, but like make it hard and make it like,
it's truly like our own sound.
Yeah.
That's what's been missing. Everybody got the same sound.
Exactly. And I feel like people like see that, and I think that's one of like the main like things that draws people in.
The mainstream, because you can kind of tell when something's copy paste or just printed out there just to be out there and get views and likes. But I see exactly what you're doing. You know, you're trying to step all toes in and be like, this is what I'm doing. This is different. You have to adjust to it.
Yeah. And like you just gotta kind of just go balls deep. Like for lack of a better term, like a lot of people are too hesitant to like do what they really want to do because they're scared of being judged. But if you just fucking figure out what your brand is, or like what your message is, or what your shit is, and you just run with it and just go hard as fuck, just like people are gonna see that, and they're gonna like, no one can hate on that. Right. And if they do, they're just a hater. And like, why the fuck would I want to like? You're not listening to my shit, so it doesn't matter. Like I'm not selling it to you.
Exactly. That's blunt thoughts right there. You always gotta be blunt with that shit, especially when you trying to be out there. The realest way is the best way. I always say that. I can't stop saying that for real. But so like, how do you get your name? Cause I'm wondering. Cause I saw like as soon as I saw the Uncle Bendr thing, where did that come from?
I don't really know. I can't really pinpoint it, but if I try to rationalize it, I'm assuming that it probably came from. There's like three. I'll just go through the process.
Yeah, go ahead.
So there's like Futurama, obviously there's the robot Bender, right?
Yeah.
I used to watch that show a lot growing up, and then I've always fucked with the Breakfast Club growing up, and like Bender from the Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
he was just always like a badass to me. I was like, damn, like he's cool as fuck. He doesn't give a fuck about anybody, like or anybody thinks. And I just kind of like always thought that was dope. So like, I guess like maybe subconsciously those two things were in my head, and then another thing that might be it is my homie. We used to like paint like tag and shit.
Yeah, that's dope.
And his tag was Hendr, like HENDR, like Hendrix, like Jimi Hendrix, because he was really into like.
He was nice with it.
Yeah, he was crazy with it. So I always thought that it was cool how like it was Hendr and there was like not HENDER, it was just like HENDR. So I always thought that just like visually looked cool with like out the E on the end. So I think I might have got it from there too. But then the uncle thing, I was just like, I was in high school, I was talking to one of my teachers and I was like, yeah, I need a name. Cause like, I don't want to use my name. Because at the point that I was like 15 and the school I went to, it was a public school, but it was a charter school. So it was like really small. Yeah. And they fucking hated me there. So like, I knew that if I started making music that was like explicit and shit, that they would make me take that shit down, because they had already made me take down YouTube videos before, so I needed like an alias, and I was talking to him, and I was like, well, like everybody's like Lil fucking this or whatever, blah blah blah. Like, there's like Lil, there's Young, and like what are the other like prefixes that people use, like
Lil, Young.
Young still gotta be in there.
Yeah, something like that. Or like you know, there's always like a name trend like that people go through.
All that shit.
So I was like, what's something that people don't use? And obviously there's Uncle Murder. That's a rapper, right?
Uncle Murder?
Yeah.
Uncle Luke?
Yeah. There's like, I mean, I'm not super, that's like, Uncle Murder's like drill. That's like, or screw or some shit like that. I don't even know. But I've heard it before, but like not recently is what I'm saying. Like,
you heard some Uncle Luke?
Like I've literally, like.
Oh, you know some old
Stop
school.
exposing me, bro.
You know some old school stuff. All right.
I don't know. I know the names of the old school people. So I'd heard Uncle before, like use this one, but like no one like recently is using that shit. And I was like, honestly, bro, Uncle Bendr, like I think it literally just fucking happened one day. Like I wish there was some like really cool story where like.
Hey, shit just connects sometimes.
Yeah,
that's the story in itself.
Yeah, it just connected. So I mean. Maybe the next time someone asks me, I'll make something up, but that is what I genuinely believe it is.
I feel that. You know what? Sometimes it's even better because as soon as you had it, you thought about how can I connect this?
Yeah.
Because you gave thought into it, because it's now an actual thing that's really out there. Mm-hmm. That's the story in itself. So like you don't need to even worry about all that. That's literally it. That's literally what it is. Fuck with that.
Appreciate
what
it.
What about you? What inspired you to make music?
Honestly, like, growing up, my pop seen me in music. Like, he was an R&B singer. But I'm guessing, like, in high school, I took, like, a bunch of graphic design classes. I went there for, like, charter, North Springs. Probably heard of it. It's a pretty nice school. But, yeah, like, I was just in that guy cooking, like, videos and shit, and I just decided to start making beats. Like, I was just making beats, writing poems. Honestly, got to college, that's when I first started, like just laying it down for real, making full songs. But yeah, that really inspired me. How I got my name, that's different though.
What? What's the story behind that? Let's see. I think you sound like you might be Bendr.
Alright, so like, it ain't no interesting story. While I was in high school, they call me like D. Juan Mosley, like D. Juan Mosley. But my name Lawan. So it's already like the Juan, so I'm just like, alright, I'm Juan, you know?
Yeah.
And then my mama called me Daquan, I don't know why. But like,
so
Juan Quan, you know, it's just like easy. Yeah, Julio, I just feel like Julio cause like,
just dope.
Cause he hard, like, you know what I'm saying? That's like a last name type, but Juan Quan really the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Julio Jones or Theron?
Julio Jones, what you mean?
Bro,
Hey,
Julio Theron was a beast.
Bro, Jones is way better.
Yeah.
Anyways, I caught one pass in high school. Had one pass thrown to me, varsity. I caught it 60 yards. I am Julio, straight up.
You got the
But then
stats.
they took me off of offense. Straight up.
That's fucked
They
up.
took me- I know, right? It's your ass.
They didn't believe in the street. They didn't believe in the street. That's the proof right there. Should have kept him in. But who'd you grow up listening to?
So there's a lot. My parents are big, like they like rock and roll. Because they were, like my dad fucking, So anyways, they raised me like as a kid from the age like 0 to maybe 12 or like 11.
Yeah.
I was just like all rock music, like a lot of Foo Fighters, like Nirvana, Pearl Jam, 9 Inch Nails, and then classic shit like the Stones, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, like the Allman Brothers. My granddad really put me on all like the really good classic rock shit, like Blue Oyster Cult and like all like the really like the weird
The
fucking
stuff that I don't know about.
yeah, like the Pink Floyd shit that like no one's ever heard. Like the really experimental shit. But that's like my granddad, and then my parents were more of like the like Tom Petty, like Chili Peppers, like all that
Okay,
type
no
of shit.
problem.
And then when I was in like so the first time I like ever like owned a hip hop song, I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and I used to wake up like every morning at like 5:30 so I could watch Fresh Prince before school on Nick at Night. Cause I just like really fucked with Will Smith as a kid for some reason.
Everybody did, bro. I was watching that shit too. Like I don't even know. I was just drawn to it.
Bro, Will Smith was just so dope to me. I just thought he was so like cool. Like
Will Smith?
yeah. Like in that show, bro, he was like he got all the girls. Like he always had some fire clothes on.
Don't forget shit.
So I was like, damn, he's cool as fuck. And then my mom just like she took me to see like Hancock when I was like way fucking too young to see that movie. Because because I just loved him so much as a kid. So my mom one day came home with a fucking
Hancock, bitch.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like,
That shit was fire when he cut off his arm.
Yeah,
That
what the
was
fuck?
dope.
And he like sharpened the shit with his
He
fingernails.
was like, that was dope.
That shit was beautiful. But yeah, so she knew I liked Will Smith a lot. So one day when I was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, I had like this little radio with like a CD player in my room.
Yeah.
And she came home with a Will Smith Millennium album CD for me. She didn't know any better. She just saw Will Smith and she was like, yeah, we'll like this. Because my mom's just like that. My mom's great. She's like very nice.
That's what's up.
Yeah. But yeah, she brought it home, and I was like, I thought it was dope. I was like, fuck him. I didn't know Will Smith made music. Like, I love this shit. I listened to
Oh,
that.
you opened up the vault. You opened up the Will Smith vault. Damn.
There was this song called like
Congratulations,
"You
man.
Can't Stop Me" that was on there. I would listen to that shit like every day, like just getting hyped in my room. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. Like, yeah. So that was like the first time I ever heard like hip hop music, and then when I turned like 12, I started listening to like it was really like the big song in my life was when like Mad City, like Kendrick had like the song, like the single. And because I just thought like I'd never heard anything like that before, like the way that song was structured.
That switch was something else.
So
I
like,
remember.
that shit was crazy. And then I like progressed, and I was listening to a lot of Lil Wayne in like middle school when I would skate and shit, just because like he just had lyrics about skateboarding, and I thought that was dope. So I didn't really start getting into hip hop until like a little bit like later in my childhood, but I'm kind of like thankful that I'm able to like have like those two different like bags to draw from. Because it's definitely influenced the way that like a lot of the music I make.
The ability to be versatile.
Exactly. Like I feel like I have a larger bag to draw from.
That's what's up. Now, who inspired you? Who inspired you to make music? Who'd you grow up listening to?
Honestly, like, this question's tough. I feel like I started around like 11 years old, straight up Kanye. Big time. I was bumping late registration every morning just so
I was late as fuck. I only got on Kanye for 808s and Heartbreak.
Not that late. That's not that late. That's not that late.
Well, I would say, yeah, I was hooked on Kanye ever since. And then I started like trying to discover new artists. So like, Brent Fires was big for me. J. Cole, watched that whole rise. Chance.
Yeah, bro. The Chance thing is crazy.
Travis. Yeah,
Oh,
I've seen
shit,
all of
Travis.
that.
I was a fan of Cole since he first came out. With the 2011 joints. Ever
Yeah.
since then, like he was always nice with it. Chance, I like this come up.
Definitely.
Yeah. Nah, I fuck with that heavy. Soulja Boy was my neighbor, so I listen to him a little bit.
Soulja Boy was your neighbor?
Yeah, for
No.
like a little second.
It was your neighbor?
Yeah.
Damn. I was living next to that dude. Parties or he just keep to himself low key shit like.
I bet he loud.
Yeah. Nah, he was pretty loud. Hey, this dude set up some firecrackers in the backyard. Hey, Soulja Boy, you listen to this if you hear this?
He mad. Why you do that to his yard?
I'm gonna get your ass back. Get the paint on. Starting now.
Celebrity basketball, just give it like 5 years old.
Celebrity basketball. Oh yeah. I see you on the court then.
Oh, trust. Don't worry. It's Soulja Boy. He will find this. This motherfucker. He spends no. He doesn't
said,
do anything else. He will
Quan.
find this.
Julio! Quan!
That's what's up.
Nah, I fuck her no. You gave me some bacon days back when I was on.
He gave you, what?
Bacon
Soulja
days.
Boy gave you some babes?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Actually?
Yeah.
Like the old school ones, like the Campbell ones, or like the new ones.
No, I'm talking about like the shoes.
Babesters?
Oh.
Yeah, the babesters, the black and white ones.
You still got them?
Nah.
Just trying to sell it over him.
Bro, no, I can never
I had
find
to make
babesters.
money. I had to make money.
True. So you sold Soulja Boy's babesters?
Yeah, why not?
Did you use that as like a marketing thing? Were you like, yo, these are Soulja Boys? Like,
Did you take a
$200
Sharpie too? You take a Sharpie too and write Soulja Boy on it, like, yo, he signed this too. You know what I'm saying? That's what
It was back when he was popping, so like that shit went.
You told the people who they were though.
Yeah, it just went.
For what?
Not yet. I mean, Massachusetts right at the border, if you really that.
No, we were scared that the car was gonna, cause he like hit the up with some gas. I was scared it was gonna be, cause I don't know like how it. Shit is so different, bro.
No.
So, like I had no idea how we was gonna do. But, like y'all got some.
Oh, thanks. But it's literally low key, like, cause New York is right there, so
Yeah.
you're getting all the exports over there. And
I
you
mean,
know-
this is Willimantic. No one really cared.
Yeah, no, for real. I
You
mean,
think it was
it's
good
different.
about weed? I thought you were from Belgium.
Willimantic, Willimantic not really, because everybody's smoking weed. Unless you're in the high end bars.
Listen,
like-
if you're in the apartment complex, you're good.
Like,
You're good.
we were in like the back of like some old person community. I used to go to jail real quick. No, it's not like college.
No. Unless you like being loud.
Yeah.
That's the only
Just don't be sus. That's it. Just
That's
don't be
exactly
sus.
it.
She don't wanna wake up, I don't wanna say much, I don't wanna see